And now, the Rink Rap Podcast from Forever Blueshirts, talking all things New York Rangers hockey. Here's your host, Jim Cerny.
Welcome back to Rink Rap. I am Jim Cerny. I guess a perfect segue to that is to welcome aboard Ted Kalamaras, who is promoting the great event at Mustang Harry's, not only with Captain Callie, but with his sidekick for all those years on Broadway, Dan Girardi. First of all, Ted, welcome. Second of all, how'd you get those two boys together for this, huh?
Thanks for having me, Jim, aboard. You're a semi-legend to people as well. And thank you for having me aboard, and I appreciate it. I think legend, but you know what you do. But it's just I'm a diehard fan since '73, and Callahan and Girardi were my two staples. I mean, I think everybody back in the day, I call him the captain and the warrior. That's all I keep calling him during the days. And you know, the heart they had for the Rangers, the passion they had. Girardi blocking 50 million shots and putting his body on the line. I mean, it's amazing. Those two guys are my favorite. And a lot of old-time Ranger fans were their two favorites. And to get both of these guys aboard, I'm very excited for me and very excited for the fans to meet them, because I did something with Callahan last year, and he was a total pure number one guy that I've ever done. Very warm to the fans, and everybody was so happy to meet Callahan. And I just thought about this year, and I told Callie, I love Girardi too. I need your partner in crime aboard. And Callie was nice enough to make it happen. And I'm excited to see them tomorrow at Mustang Harry's, and it should be great.
So I know everything you say about Callie and Girardi there. You could put their names together, not only because of the way they play, because they're pretty inseparable type guys. You know, I was with the team during that time, and it was Callahan and Girardi. It's like one word, Callahan and Girardi. You know, it wasn't Callie and G. No, they were always together. But it was like a brotherhood of how they played on the ice, and then this just like amazing friendship that they built off the ice as well. And it's one of the things I love about working in the sport, and you get to see it firsthand as well, working with the players and doing these shows and signings and things like that, is that it carries over. They just don't retire. Like these guys are family. They're brothers forever. And that's not exaggerating. It's the truth. And I think it's one of the coolest things that people like us that get to be on the quasi inside a little bit, you know, get to see and get to be a part of, and really get to understand those relationships that these guys build with one another.
Yeah, it throws you back. And when you meet them, it brings you back in time. You go back to the time watching all those games and watching them play. I mean, it's you still feel that they're young. I mean, if you go see them in an alumni game, you feel like these guys were what the Rangers mean. Like you talk about Rangers, Ryan Callahan and Dan Girardi are a staple. They're, like Adam and Costello, like frickin' Fry, like they're the two combo guys that you love watching, and you felt like you're part of their family. Like you really, we're passionate fans that we love this team, and we grow a bond with these players. We really feel that you are part of their family. You know, when they got hurt, you felt hurt. You know, but they played their heart out, and that's all you want as a New York Ranger fan. And this team this year, like we could say, you just want them to play hard and care and care they're wearing that Ranger jersey. And both of those examples with Girardi as the warrior, blocking shots and putting his body on the line and playing hard, and Callahan playing his life out and making him a captain. And he was captain. And I'm sure, like many Ranger fans, when he got traded to Tampa, it was a death blow. That one hurt. You know, there's trades that hurt and there's trades that don't hurt, but that one hurt.
That one hurt because you're talking about a guy that he was a guy that they drafted. It's a guy that they brought along. It's a guy that the fans look forward to. Oh, you know, Callahan, when's he going to be on the team? You know, just like Brandon Dubinsky to a lesser extent, you know, guys of that nature. Chris Kreider, when he got drafted, you know, when's he coming up? When he came up, he didn't disappoint. And it wasn't just the points. It wasn't just the goals. And he scored plenty of big ones and plenty of big years. But it was the heart. He's everything that a Ranger fan would hope for. Boy, we waited for this guy after he got drafted, and boy, was he worth it, because he gives it to us every single night. And I think that's why to this day, Callie's still so beloved among the Ranger faithful.
It's the love for him and what he receives back. Again, like last year, the fans, which eyes were glowing to meet him, and his love back to the fans that came to see him, it was great. It's why I love what I do, especially when kids are there or bring their kids there. But the older fans that watched every game of Callahan and Girardi at home, hardworking people, work hard for their money, and they sit on their TV and they watch every Ranger game. They love watching Callahan and Girardi, and he finally got to meet Callahan, and now they get to meet both of them, which to me it's like, this is one of more of my exciting times because you're looking at two Ranger legends. You could say, some people might not say that, but to me, they're one of the best that played in the Rangers and wearing that Ranger jersey without a doubt.
All right, we're going to get into a couple different things, but I'm going to tee you up here. You talk about softballs, and it's up to you now to just whack it out of the park for using a different sport analogy.
Right.
But I know that there's still some tickets available for Tuesday night. The event begins 7:30 at Mustang Harry's, which is 7th and 30th, 7th Avenue, 30th Street, just steps from the Garden. So that's this Tuesday, January 13th, 7:30, the event begins. I know there are 2 levels of tickets. So why don't you walk the fans through kind of what they get for each price point and where they can get the tickets?
Sure. They could go directly on Mustang Harry's website under events or happenings, or under my website, nyrfans.com. But what's great is, what's different for me compared to the other companies, I give people a professional photo. Like you can see, this is the Callahan Girardi one for Tuesday. So I give a puck or a photo to the fans for free. If you get a red ticket, you get to go. You wait till the VIPs go, and then we'll call you upstairs. You'll get to wait in line, but then we'll give you your item, your puck or your photo. You'll get to meet the players. They'll sign it. But what's even great is you get to sit down next to them, not in front of the table, not one of these, but you get a nice sit down, put your arm around the guys, a nice intimate close shot photo for free as well. And then if you want to go a little step above, we do have a nice Q&A, which is going to be exciting after the signing with Girardi and Callahan, where you get to sit upstairs for 2 hours for the entire signing. Sit there and relax at your reserve table. You'll be first in line. You get a large 16 by 20 professional shot that we give you to put on your wall for memories. And same thing, you get to sit down with them, take a photo with them, and then sit back and enjoy the Q&A with Callahan and Girardi.
That is awesome. So that's MustangHarrys.com, and the ticket and all the information is on there. Right. And again, this is Tuesday the 13th at 7:30. So I like helping you guys out here. I'm going to be hanging out. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I got to tell the fans in advance, like a Q&A, like I've done many of them with these guys over the years, doing interviews with them. Like, I guarantee you're not only going to learn stuff, you're going to laugh. These are two funny dudes, and they just play. They're like brothers. They just play off each other, and it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm glad you got them Q&As.
Like you mentioned Q&As. I had Mike Keenan one time, and he gave the Q&A, and I asked him, I want you the truth detail of the Kovalov gift. And he told the exact truth. And that's what I mean. When you come to these Q&As, you never know, but you ask questions and you hear stories, and you go back in time and you get the answers. And it's great. I mean, this is, as a hockey fanatic, if you're a fanatic, and I know a lot of Ranger fans are, just ask these players. And the fans that are coming out tomorrow, they can ask these players questions, whatever they want. And it's amazing because you find out stuff that you always wanted to hear, the inside story. Like we wish we could find out this year if we could ask the locker room what's going on. But hey, I hope you join us tomorrow. It should be great.
Yeah. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And you talk about, this year's team and all that. I know that you also do trips. You plan out road trips for Ranger fans, different venues. You got one coming up to Philly, let you promote that one as well. But you were just up in Boston. So I am very, very impressed that you survived the Boston Massacre.
Yes.
Somehow you came here.
All of us stayed for all 10 goals. I mean, you're talking about fanatic. We didn't walk out. We took it like men. Bruin fans are great. They could have drilled. I think if we were in Philly or if we're in certain arenas, it might have been a little, because Boston ain't playing that well either. But we took it like gentlemen, and it was brutal. But you know what? You take the good with the bad, right? You know, it's a 10-2 is like 2-1. But, you know, we took it and on to the next road trip and see what happens. Yeah.
So, that's part of the cool thing, right? Whether you go with family or you go with a group, or, buddies, you go to a game, it's the experience. It's the shared experience, right? Or you go to a game. I go to games, not only, Rangers, but, baseball. I'll go to an afternoon baseball game and go sit by myself because by the end of the game, I'm not by myself. You're talking to this guy, you're talking to that guy, you're talking to that family. It's this shared experience. And I think that's the cool, right? The cool thing about sports. And long before you were working in the business, what were you? You're a fan. And at the end of the day, that's what you are now, right?
Yeah, since 2001, we've been doing road trips. We do about 15 a year.
That's cool.
And you meet great fans. And COVID brought a lot of range. We went, we went on. We got a lot of Ranger fans bonding. A lot of people, some people got married, some people became best friends, and it's great. You go on the road, you meet different fans, you go to nice restaurants in the area, you get to see the city, you get to talk to visiting fans, and 99% of the time it's a great experience. And I tell every Ranger fan, you got to, you live once. Go on the road, go see your team play, make the best of it, enjoy, and see these beautiful arenas and see the other fan base and soak it in. Because if you're a hockey fan, that's what's great about seeing your team play on the road. It's a great experience.
All right. I'm not going to bias you with my answer. Okay. Because I'll answer after I ask you the same question. Your favorite road arena that you've been to. How many have you been to? How many road arenas have you been to?
I'm missing 4. And 2 of them I'm going to hit this year. Minnesota and Winnipeg. So that leaves me, I think, St. Louis and the Sharks left. And then I've been to every one. By far, Madison Square Garden's number 1. And the thing is, I think we're spoiled because I have 30-year season tickets that you're there all the time. But I think Garden's number 1 in my book. But number 1 road arena, without a doubt, is the Montreal Canadiens. With the crowd, the history of the banners on the roof, the French-Canadian anthem, and these fans do not get up 1 minute during the game. They are real hockey fans. You don't have to worry about the guy getting up every 2 minutes to get up. These fans sit there. When I mean loud, we were there last year when we were there for the great comebacks the Rangers did, but we were there last year when the Rangers blew a 4-2 lead, I think, or 5-3. Montreal tied it. The crowd, the loudest decibel I've ever heard. And then in overtime, their goalie made 3 unbelievable saves in the overtime, and Montreal scored. I have never heard a louder arena in my life, and it's great. So I would say Montreal, definitely number 1. And number 2, and it's kind of, is Chicago because of the national anthem. And people got to witness it once. But I love Chicago. Chicago's another one, Original 6, great building. But by far, Montreal Canadiens.
Yeah. And so I wouldn't have biased you because we're on the same page. To me, the Bell Center, obviously the Forum before that, but the Bell Center, and it's inside the arena, but it's everything. Game day is a special day in Montreal. Everywhere around the arena. I mean, it's just buzzing. And I mean, even when the team sucks, it's buzzing. Like those, they are just they are mad about their team. I'm not saying Ranger fans aren't or whatever, but it's a different vibe. Montreal's a little bit smaller, and everybody knows, it's Canadiens game day.
Right.
Let's go, Let's go.
Saturday night in Canada, Montreal, people in suits. It's almost like going to Super Bowl. Like fans got to witness it one time. And you know what? If you're good to the fans, you say, I love the Canadiens and I love the city and they're great to you. I mean, but it's the decibel loudness, the history of the banners, and their hot dogs are good too. Their Montreal hot dogs are good in the arena.
The best. The best.
Sam Rosen tells me don't eat too much of those. You got to stay healthy, but they have the best hot dog. You can't explain the grilled bun on the butter and the little mini hot dogs, the mustard relish.
So
if you go to Montreal, folks, got like, hey, Jim, I'm glad you agreed. They have the best hot dogs in any arena. I agree.
right. So it's very funny. Years ago, Don LaGreca and I did the show on Sirius XM. We did NHL Live. We were the original hosts of that show. Joe Tollison was also a part of that group. And we just went off on a tangent one day about, reporting, being reporters in Montreal, how we both loved going there. I'm like, Don, I got to tell you, people are going to think, I live this unhealthy lifestyle and everything, but it's the hot dogs, man. Like a period ends. Like when I was broadcasting for the Islanders, I would toss it to the between periods. And after one period, the Islanders trailed 2-0. Back after this, throw down the headset. I go flying out of there to get to the press room to get a couple of hot dogs, come back. And I mean, I'm not exaggerating. It's insanely good. And it's just part of the great overall experience there, which you teed up already.
Right. And I from what I heard, I don't know, from years ago, I heard that they send the house to the locker room after the game on the Rangers at one time. So, it's a staple. It's a staple. I tell everybody that goes, you got to try the Montreal hot dogs. But again, next year when we do our trip to Montreal, you guys got to go and it's a fab. And you feel like you're in a different country, and it's only an hour, sometimes 45 minutes to fly back. The wind's going the right way. So, Montreal should be on your bucket list, folks.
Absolutely. And by the way, I'm going to clue you in. They are another country. It is another country.
Yes, it's true. No, it's true. It's true. But it's I love the city. It's
my favorite. Yeah, totally agree. And I know you say you haven't been to San Jose yet.
I haven't been to San Jose. I haven't been to St. Louis. And the other two I'm going.
Underrated arena and most underrated smaller city, because it's not a big city. It's smaller city.
Right.
I always love the trips to San Jose. So get that on your list.
Well, we're going to LA. We're going to LA to see the Bucks and Kings, but I couldn't arrange the Sharks on the other end. But I did last year for the first time. I did the Seattle, Vancouver, Calgary, Edmonton, and every fan wanted to do it this year. But last year it was all in line. You flew to Seattle, Vancouver, Calgary, Edmonton. This year it was Calgary, Vancouver. Like it was too expensive and too crazy. So I hope next year it falls in place. Edmonton was great. I liked Edmonton too.
So you were on that trip. So basically, Ranger fans right now can look at you and say, you were the curse, because that was kind of the beginning of the end, that road trip that kind of upended the 24-25 season. So you choose to go there for the first time, and all hell breaks loose.
Listen, all the signings I do, these guys get traded. So they tell me don't do no more signings. Like when Cooley, now Cooley's going to get traded. I got Laba. I got Laba on January 25th. Oh no, Laba's going to get traded. They do it as a joke, but it just seems like they're asking who you doing, because we're not getting a jersey from, because anybody you do, I don't know what you do, Ted, but they get traded. So it's not me. I'm a good guy. I'm not I don't know if I'm a jinx or something, but please don't get traded, guys.
All right, listen, I'm going to tee up one last one here. It's actually not a tee up. It's just a legit question. It's one thing to be like a super passionate Ranger fan your whole life, right? But to turn that passion into a career path as well, at I wouldn't say later stages of life, but midlife or whatever. Walk me through that. Walk me through how your family had to sign off on this as well, because it's one thing to be passionate about it, which is great. It's another thing to hey, this is what I do. I'm working, man. This is part of what I do. So walk me through that.
So all my life I was in a restaurant bar business. I opened up bars and restaurants, and I wanted to do something that I loved. So I actually worked for Pete Rose, the baseball player. He had his own sports bar in Boca Raton. What was great is it was me and two other servers who were only allowed to wait on celebrities, athletes. And I enjoyed it. And I had this aura, like where I was very professional. Like I was able to, excited in the inside, but professional with them. And the players were comfortable with me. And that at that time, I said to myself, if I'm not comfortable with these guys, I like to do something in the latter years that I love doing. So I said to myself, I love the Rangers. You know, I eat, drink, and sleep. I'm a diehard fan. Like, somehow form a business. So it's not even a business, it's a hobby. I could say hobby what I do. So I started with the young guys. I mean the retired guys, Mateau, Glenn Anderson. You go right down the Kasperitis. I mean, you know, Nick Fatiu, Ron Greshner. So I did like 20, 30 of the older guys, and I go, this is great. The fan reaction, I get to meet these legends that I watched as a kid. I'm 62, so I've been following since 73, and I'm like, here I am. There's, you know, these are my legends I looked up to. And then I'm like, I said, one day I'm going to walk away from the restaurant bar business. I'm going to do this full time just to pay my bills. And that's all. I'm a mom and pop guy. I think people that know what I do for a living, I charge cheap and I give stuff to kids, and the players in the organization know what I do. So I just said, I want to do this for a full time. And then obviously active players are not cheap, but you know what? You got to pay to get. So 2015, I decided, all right, I'm leaving the bar and restaurant business. And then I did a signing with Zuccarello and Brassard. And that was it. That was the beginning of the end. Those guys told the organization how great they had a good time and how good I was. And that led to 11 years later, everything you see on my wall is signings that I did. And I am fortunate and I am humble. I'm so lucky to have the opportunity to do what I do, but to meet my idols and to meet active Rangers. But most of all, what I love doing is the reaction of the kids, you fans, how they react when they meet the players. That's my joy, especially the little kids meeting their idols, and you know, from old to new. And now, you know, we've been doing it for a long time, and we have a huge follow. And I'm humble. I appreciate all the fans that follow me, and they know it's a great avenue. It's fun to meet the guys, fun to go on road trips, and you know, I don't look back since 2015. Now it's 11 years doing signings and meet and greets, and it's fantastic. It's can't ask for a better. It's not a job, it's a hobby. But I'm 62. I'll do this till I'm 92, until I can't walk no more.
That's awesome. So you got Ryan Callahan and Dan Girardi, Mustang Harry's, 7:30 to 9:30 on Tuesday, January 13th. And then on Sunday, January 25th, that's another signing you've got coming up. Noah Laba, that's in the afternoon, 3 to 5 p.m. And go to mustangharrys.com or to nyrfans.com to get your tickets and further information. I think I got it all right.
No, perfect. I actually, the funny thing is, the Laba, I had for 7 p.m. and then I saw the Rangers announce, which I'm bummed out because I wanted to go to the alumni game because all those guys I loved that are playing the alumni game. I mean, I idolized all of them. I wanted to go, but I got to set up. But what we did for the fans is we moved the 7 p.m. signing to 3 p.m. So any fans that are out there that are going to the alumni game at 12 o'clock, Mustang Harry's is a block away. The game will be over 2:30, 2:45, 3 o'clock. He's there till 5. You go right up a block, get to meet Lava, you know, because I think he's going to be a great Ranger in his career.
I think so. Certainly off to the great start. Surprising rookie season, and certainly been one of the positives throughout this entire season so far. Ted, thanks for a few minutes hanging out today. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna be down there as well tomorrow. Come say hi to you. Go to Ted's Corner upstairs at Mustang Harry's, and of course see Callie and G.
Jim, hey, it's an honor to have you here. Honor for you to interview me, and we all bleed Ranger blood. You know, when a Ranger fan meets another Ranger fan that has the passion, knows the team as much as we do, it's like being brothers without even knowing each other. You have that bond. You have that Ranger bond. So thank you. I'm looking forward tomorrow for you asking Callahan and Girardi some questions in the Q&A. So that should be interesting.
I got a few for them. Trust me.
Sounds
Thanks,
good.
Ted.
Sounds good.